What's going on, everybody? It's Silverado Garage, and today my video is about how to prevent rock chips on your lifted truck. So as most of you know, I've got a 97 Silverado, and it's got 35-inch tires with about a 3-inch offset, or 3 inches outside of the fender like that. So obviously I do get rocks flying up on my gravel roads and stuff, and I want to protect the paint on this truck, because it is obviously a 20-year-old truck and it has the original paint. I want to try to preserve that to the best of my ability. Obviously it's pretty dirty right now, but that's just because it's a shitty day here in Nebraska, and it's pretty gross. Just windy and rainy and just kind of shitty. It's November, so it's kind of what you get. So anyway, I went to AutoZone the other night and I picked up a couple cans of this Rust-Oleum peel coat, and figured I'd give it a shot. They didn't have any Plasti Dip, but I figured, I did a little bit of research and I found out that they're pretty much the same shit, and I'm gonna try my best using that. So yeah, I'm gonna do a test patch real quick on just some random piece of metal I have laying around, just to make sure it matches up. They had like a matte red and a gloss red, and I got the gloss red, and hopefully that'll look pretty similar to the paint that's on the rockers of this truck. And I just plan on doing the back parts right here, because that's the main area that the rocks fly up onto. And then if that works out good, I'm gonna do the whole rest of the bottom here, just to protect it. And when that gets dirty or gets chipped up, I'll just replace it, because it's Plasti Dip and it's cheap. So yeah, stick around for a bit. So I got an old license plate here, and I cleaned it up a bit just so you could just to get all the shit off, because that's what you're supposed to do when you apply it anyway. And I'm just going to lay down a quick base coat and try not to get too much on the wood here in my workbench. So I laid down a pretty light first coat, and the weather out here is it's November and it's warmer than it usually is, but it's about 45-50 degrees out. So I'm hoping it bonds, but if it doesn't, no big deal. I'll just wait till a warmer day, or just close the door and put a shop heater in here so it's at a decent temperature, so it bonds correctly. Alright guys, so it is the next day. It was too cold last night to lay enough coats down to finish the video. So I had to put a coat on about every 2 or 3 hours. And I put one on this morning before I went to school, and I put one on after school. And so yeah, and it's pretty dry now, and you can see I already started to try to peel it off. I've got about 4 coats on here, and when I do the Plasti Dip, I'll do more than that just to make it thicker so the rocks don't come through. And as you can see here, it's almost an identical match. It's glossy and just like the paint, and I think it's gonna match really nicely with the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the back rockers there and on both sides, mask it up, and then I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, now as you guys can see, this fender is looking pretty rough. There's a lot of rock chips going all the way through, and I just want to prevent rust there. And it looks pretty dirty right now, but it really isn't. And also, I'm not too worried about these paint lines, because the color is pretty close, and it's just to protect. And if it'll get dirty at some point, it'll look pretty bad, and at that point I'll just peel it off and redo it. And so it shouldn't take very long. It took me about 2 minutes to mask all this off. So I'm gonna lay the first coat right now, and I'll see you guys after.